What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. The man you're looking at right now is a man named Vladimir Putin, the current president of Russia. And why he's here is because I want to talk about his recent comments concerning rap in Russia. He says that he doesn't want to ban it in Russia. He just wants to control it because he says it consists of three pillars: sex, drugs, and protest. And from what I gather, what he's doing is he's honing in more on the drug aspect of it. He doesn't want that to, I guess, represent the culture. And my thoughts on it is that, I agree with him because, and no, not because, you conservative. No. Don't miss me with that nonsense. This guy, I know he's a polemic figure nowadays. It has nothing to do with where I lean politically or any of that shit. What I'm saying to you is this has happened earlier this year. This happened with China. China banned hip hop because they didn't want their culture to be seen in a certain light due to drug references and all that shit. And I understand what he's trying to do. If he's going at it from that angle, that's what it looks like, then I get it. Where I do disagree with him is the fact that you're sort of stopping people's freedom of choice. I believe in letting people make their own decisions. You know what I mean? Like, because once you start veering into that territory, as a figurehead, now you're veering into, super censorship. And no, you can't listen to this because I don't think it's right. I'm not with that shit. And, some of y'all know that a lot of my favorite rap comes from that genre, the mafioso rap, or rapping about cocaine. I love that shit, because I like the artistic part of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like Raekwon, Pusha T, guys who aren't boring rapping about drugs. Rick Ross, Rock Marciano. Shout out to Rock Marciano. I know I owe you some reviews. Actually, I'm doing a joint review of his last two efforts. So look out for that. That one should be dropping soon. At least before the end of the year anyway. But I get it. That's some of my favorite rap. And I'm glad I'm in America where I have the choice to listen to that and decide for myself whether or not it's good or bad for me. But then again, what he's doing, when you think about it, he says he doesn't want to ban it. He just wants to control it. When you think about it, that's what America does. So I don't see it as so much of an extreme on his side. And I'll explain to you why. Because in America, what we do here is you have people that control what gets on the radio. Like, you can't nowadays you kind of could be a conscious rapper and get on the radio. But, I would say prior to 2 years ago, they didn't want no conscious shit being played. The only conscious rapper that, sold anything like that was probably Lupe and then Kendrick. Then you had J. Cole too sneak up in there. But overall, you know what I'm saying. Everything else had to be like a club anthem or like, it always got to be songs about bitches and, R&B shit or borderline R&B shit. That's the way it is. So there is some semblance of control here in the States. So I don't see it as totally wrong what he's saying. I get it from a cultural aspect because he's saying much like China did, listen, that's not going to represent us. We're not putting that shit out here. You know, I believe even a rapper by the name of Husky got arrested over there in Russia for that shit. That I think is a little bit too much, arresting people. But like I said, where I disagree with him is let people have their freedom of choice. Let them decide whether or not they're going to listen to it. And the other part where I think is a bad idea is, you know, economically, I think it's bad because let's say that this dude Husky is rapping about drugs, or let me not say him, maybe just any other Russian rapper. If they're rapping about drugs and they're good and they have a fan base and, you know, they're selling records, they're selling out coliseums or whatever, that's money. That's circulation, you know, and then he could attract more people from the US to go work with him, to go over there and tour because, you know, there's a market for hip hop over there. So I think that's a bad idea because you're kind of shutting out a market, a potential market. Okay? So yeah, that's how I feel. I don't think Vladimir Putin is lying because some of our favorite rappers, like I mentioned a few before, some of the rappers that sell the most here in the States rap about that shit. So, I mean, this dude isn't lying, but I do understand what he's saying about culture. That's overall what it is. So, I don't know. That's how I feel. I know some people are going to be triggered by it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Kick rocks. And that's basically it, man. Like I said, stay tuned for my, I have a double review. I'm going to be doing Rock Marciano, his album that he did with DJ Muggs called Chaos. And I'm going to link it with, what the hell's the other one that came out a few months prior? Behold a Dark Horse. Yeah, I'm going to mash those two together and make it in one video. Yeah, just do a couple more reviews because I got some CDs coming. And hopefully I'll wrap it on all up, you know, before the end of the year, all right? But anyway, that's my thoughts on this shit. Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe, like, share my shit, and that's it. Peace, bitches.